Okay, if you all would stand, let's go ahead and get started today. Our new member, Wayne Smith, is going to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jacob, would you pray for us, please?
Your gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for bringing us all here safely today, Lord. Lord, please go with us throughout this week and help us to be community-minded, Lord. Lord, please bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to your service. Just help our organization as a whole and help us to go out and bring change to the future, Lord. Forgive me of my sins in Christ's name. Amen.
Nelson's back today.
Okay, and Mr. Aaron has put our words on the screen. So everyone should be able to sing. This is to the tune of On Wisconsin. Everybody remember, are you aware? Exactly, John.
Did you go to Batesville High School? Don't you know that by another name?
Yes, that's right. Okay, here we go.
Roll on Rotary, roll on Rotary, fight with all your might. Don't let troubles get you down, folks, everything's alright. Hit it now, folks, make it wow, folks, make your presence known. Fight on until you win and you'll be known.
Let's do it again.
Roll on Rotary, fight with all your might. Don't let troubles get you down, folks, everything's alright. Hit it now, folks, make a wow, folks, make your presence known. Fight on until you win and you'll be known.
Good job, guys. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries this week, so maybe next month we'll have some more. Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
would you like to give us a report?
With my mouth full of peas.
Sure, why not?
Be as good that way as the other way, right? I always like the way you ask the person to pray. You say, pray for us. And we need all the prayers we can get. Oh, let's see. Bill Olson,
Sir,
you haven't joined me at the podium, have you?
I have not.
Come forward. Watch your step. Yeah, watch your step.
Yes,
We
please.
have no insurance.
That would be great.
Amanda's in charge.
Yeah.
You haven't given us your vocational report, so do that for us.
Okay, all right. Well, I graduated from high school here in '84, left for college, came back in '94. My 10-year class reunion, Hayes and I decided that Batesville was going to be the best place for us to live. So moved back here, started in insurance with Farm Bureau, did that for a few years, and then went into real estate. Since that time, I've been with the property shop now 17 years. I've owned the property shop now for 9.5 years. And then Hayes left her job probably about 6 or 7 years ago at UACCD and joined me at the property shop. So I'm the broker owner, she's an owner agent, and so we love what we do, enjoy being an ambassador for our community, and real estate is a great career, but being a part of Batesville is even better to do that. So
I understand you just made one of our ex-Rotarians real happy this week.
I certainly did, yes.
So Jerry Taylor and Diane Taylor's house.
Jerry and Diane Taylor have moved into an apartment and put their house up for sale, and I was thankful to help them and got their house closed in about 14 days. So.
Yeah, for $3.2 million.
That's right, that's right.
Let's give him a hand. Been a
lot of focus on our prisons the last few weeks, and came across a story about a prisoner at one of the local prisons. He found a way to tunnel his way out. He had dug and hid the dirt and dug, and it took him several weeks to get out. And he emerged in the middle of a grade school playground. And he said, "I'm free, I'm free." And the little girl standing beside him said, "I'm four, I'm four." Yeah, Nelson liked that.
That was good.
That was a good one.
Okay, Secretary's report. I show that we have 18 Rotarians here today, so that comes into play later with the Joker draw. 18. And we do have a couple of guests. I see that Joseph is back with us in the back from the Guard. And we have a couple of high school students, if you would please stand. I believe, Zach, you're a senior this year, right?
Yes,
so this may be your last visit with
I
us.
think it will be.
Well, we're gonna miss you.
Miss y'all too. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, good. We're glad that you guys come. And who's with you today?
Kelly Gill. I'm a junior at Batesville.
Okay. Well, we hope to see you back some more then. All right, well, thank you guys for coming. Okay, Brenda and Deanna are out today. Brenda wanted me to remind you that the yard sale's coming up the first weekend in June. If you have anything that you can bring, hangers, clothing racks, anything like that, Walmart sacks, please be saving those items for us. Dwight, do you have anything from the treasury?
No, just invoices went out a while back, so if you didn't get one, please let me know.
Yeah, if you're not, just a quick reminder too, if you're not getting any emails from us, please let us know, because we do that through the Rotary program, the DATDB program. So if you're not getting at least one email a week from Rotary, something's wrong, so please let me know. Also, I'm going to be sending out a list probably this week through that system for you to go in and update your stuff. And there's several of you that don't have pictures on there yet, and you can go on there and put whatever picture on that you like, or I can take one here and put it on there for you. So you just be thinking about what you want to do.
That's criteria, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, I get to
But
pick
it
the
does
photo.
have to be a correct picture of yourself.
It needs, preferably yes, and an appropriate picture. Thank you, Cassandra, for being a great door greeter today. We really appreciate that. And Wayne, you're up next week. You get to be the door greeter. So everybody's come in and let Wayne greet you next week. The baseball tickets got sent off last week. We sold 48 tickets, which was $480, which we got to keep half of that. So we made $240 off the baseball ticket sales. So thank you guys for helping us out do that. Dennis and Aaron and I went Saturday to district training in Searcy. I did the secretary one again, which was kind of the same one I did last year. But Aaron and Dennis, do you guys have anything to say about Saturday?
Well, one of the big things out of membership was, he said, we all came here first for the same reason. Somebody invited us. If you see someone that you know, like a friend or acquaintance, that might be a good fit for Rotary, be sure to invite them to the club. And that's how membership grows.
It was good training. I encourage anyone.
It was a good training.
Take advantage of that kind of opportunity.
Yeah, and our club gets recognition points for that as well, so thank you guys for going. Okay, Kathy had something come up and didn't make it, so, and I'm sorry I don't have a formal introduction, but I'm going to let Jeff come up, our speaker today, and I'll just let you kind of tell us about yourself and let you have it. It is.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me out, for inviting me, as you just said, to come and speak with you this afternoon. My name is Jeffrey Havens, and I have the honor to be your park interpreter at Davidsonville Historic State Park, just about 40 miles to the north and east of here near Pocahontas, Arkansas. Show of hands before I get started. Has anyone ever been to Davidsonville Historic State Park? Oh, that's sad. It's an hour drive. It's a beautiful drive. Come and see us someday. A little about myself before I start in on it. I am originally not an Arkansan. I was born and raised in Springfield, Missouri. Did my undergraduate degree at Truman State University in Kirksville, Missouri in history. Decided after that I wasn't quite ready to enter the real world yet, so I went to graduate school in Missoula, Montana, pursuing a park and recreation master's degree. Finished that up in 2016, and after that, the Midwest started calling my name again. There's something about these Ozark Hills that just can't stay away from. And I had the privilege to interview and be hired on as the park interpreter or educator at Davidsonville, where we do both historical and natural education for the young of heart as well as the young in age here in Arkansas. I've been in this position about a year now, and I have the world's best job. Hands down, I get paid to talk about history, to go hiking, to come talk to folks like you on occasion, and I'm going to have to go back to Pocahontas here in their Rotary Club and tell them they need to step their game up because I wasn't sung at last time. No, so I have a little bit of a history, fun history talk here for you today, as well as to introduce you to my park in general, and perhaps tempt some of you to come out and visit us sometime soon. Who here has heard of Davidsonville, the town, before? Do you know anything about the town?
The only thing I know, and you can tell me if this is correct or not, that when the people began moving away from Davidsonville, they came this direction to Batesville.
They did indeed. Davidsonville was Arkansas's first planned town. So we were the first time that a bunch of commissioners, presiding, important people appointed by the legislature came to Arkansas and we're going to build a town on this spot right on the Black River. Now, just like anything involving government or planning, politics came into it. And in planning the town, there was a group that argued that the town should be by the river, where it indeed was set. And then a group that argued that town should be a little further to the west, out of the swampy area, in these good agricultural lands right near the hills of the Ozarks. The river crowd run, but the land crowd never really went away. And town started out, 1815 was planned out, plotted out, and within that next 2 years we had Arkansas's first post office, first brick courthouse, and first public land office. We were a little town on the Black River, maybe 200 people at our height population-wise, but the location wasn't great. While we were on a river, and rivers were the highways of the day, it was swampy, marshy land. The Black River, just as the White River and all the other rivers here in Arkansas, have a tendency to flood every spring. And town was essentially cut off. After a few years of that, people, as you noted, started going, maybe we can find somewhere better. And one of the first people out of Davidsonville was our public land officer. Davidsonville, the town, also had Arkansas's first public land office. He thought the area was awful, it was swampy, there were too many bugs, and so he was moving west. He wanted to be in the hills. And he first settled in a place called Napoleon, Arkansas. And it wasn't such a great location either, so he moved a mile back east to what is now Batesville, Arkansas. When you all stole our public land office, you pretty much killed the life of town, but we've forgiven you since. But indeed, many folks, over time, when their business didn't work out, or when they got there, ooh, not such a great location, they tended to move westward. They wanted to be on drier ground, on higher ground, and as a point today, Davidsonville's a state park, and Batesville's a thriving town. So let's see who won there. No, so the park was established in 1953 after the Arkansas statehood centennial, when folks started going, where did it all start? Where did Arkansas begin? And the answer inevitably came back to Davidsonville. We were the first time that a judge held court in Arkansas, the first time that the post was dropped off at the postmaster's house. And back in that day, there was no mailman to come deliver your letters. You had to go to his house. In fact, you had to go to his house maybe once every 30 days to get your mail. So imagine, we text each other and email each other all day. Imagine having to wait 30 days for the next communication. Much different time. Town only lasted about 15 years. 1815, by 1830 it was gone. Bad location, bad weather, bad time in our country's life economically. Town just didn't survive. But in the 1950s, when that interest about where did Arkansas begin arose, the limelight came back our way, and a state park was founded. It was called Old Davidsonville State Park, as it was the locals' picnic spot. They go out, they picnic, they fish, they have a good time at Old Davidsonville. We kept the name as we started out, and we started doing archaeology. We found somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 artifacts to date, and we find more every day. We are an active archaeological site now. Currently no digs going on, but we have found evidence of everything from business life to home living to commerce, and we have one of the most complete artifact collections this side of the Mississippi from this time period. Usually when a town dies, becomes a ghost town, things are paved over, things are built on, things are farmed on, and those artifacts get broken up into little pieces. Not so at Davidsonville. That site was protected, became a state park, and because of that, we can now tell you what life was like in 1815 when Arkansas was just beginning. Now today the park has a number of amenities. We have a brand new visitor center that opened just last year, and for the first time in the park's almost 50-year existence, we're able to show you the stuff we found. We have a number of display cases highlighting different artifacts that have been uncovered and how folks would have lived their life. You can see what a family would have eaten off of. You can see the tools they would have used building their houses, conducting their daily business, things like that. We also have a replica riverboat from the time, known as a flatboat, which would have been the station wagon of its day. So, you know, pile all the kids in the minivan and off you go down the road. The flatboat was the minivan of its day. You could put anything in it, and you could go all the way down to New Orleans or anywhere else you needed to go on the rivers. We keep the story of Davidsonville alive, but we also have some other amenities in the park. We have a brand new, freshly renovated 20-site campground. So do we have any campers, any RVers in the room? You guys are killing me, come on. No, if you or your family like tent camping, like RV camping, anything like that, we have a quiet 20-site campground suitable for any type of camping. We also have 3 miles of hiking trail along a 12-acre fishing lake. So whether you're a history buff or a nature person who just needs to get out and away from the bustle of town, we can really accommodate whatever you might want to do. In addition to all that, as the park educator, I run school programs, hikes, Dutch oven demonstrations, crafting workshops, things like that on pretty well a weekly basis. This week we're going on a hike in the middle of nowhere, essentially, untrailed land. Last week we were teaching people all about letter writing and how to make rope. The week after next we will be doing Dutch oven cooking, where it's a Mother's Day weekend event where we're going to be making an entire breakfast in the Dutch oven and then eating that entire breakfast and having a great time doing it. Davidsonville is just one of 52 Arkansas state parks. Within 50 miles here of Batesville, you guys have 3 different state parks. The Ozark Folk Center, us at Davidsonville, and Jacksonport State Park down on 67 Highway. If you go a little further, 75 miles out, hour and a half's drive, not bad at all, you have at least 7 state parks within your visitation range. And I fully encourage you to come and visit, if not my park, then one of those other parks. We tell the story of Arkansas, we tell the story of the history of the nature, but there's not much reason for us to be there unless you guys come and experience it with us. I can talk to the air all day, but you are the folks who guarantee our existence. And so I'm asking for a little help today. If you haven't been to a state park in a while, take a day out of your weekend and come see what we're about. Come get the state park's experience. Come see what we have to offer you. Come learn something. Come explore something. Come have fun with us. Even if it's just a picnic along the banks of Trapper Lake, we'd love to have you out, and we'd love to show you what we're about. I didn't bring any props, any pictures with me, because pictures don't do it justice. This is something you have to come and experience this with all your senses. Sight, sound, smell. We are here for you guys. We are here to serve you guys. You are my bosses, in fact. You pay my salary, so thank you very much for that. And anything we can do to help make your visit to a state park better, we want to do. So give us a call, give us an email, give us a visit, and let us help make your next Arkansas vacation something special. Now, I do have a few more questions along that line for you guys. It's kind of a give and a take portion of my talk. We try to provide experiences that you all want to have. And so, as much as I'm a mind reader, and anyone who walks through the door, I can go, oh yeah, I know what you want. I'm not that good at that. So when you guys go traveling here in Arkansas, what are you looking for? Yes, sir.
The hiking trails.
Hiking trails, okay. What else do you guys look for when you come visit places in Arkansas?
Museums.
Museums, okay. What else?
Fishing.
Fishing, all right. Someone just caught a 32-pound catfish off the banks of the Black River on the parks, one of the park's trails just last week. So we've got fishing. What else do you guys look for?
A good campsite.
Good campsites.
Places to stay. We have cabins.
We do not have cabins in Davidsonville, but many of the state parks do. And if you aren't familiar, the Arkansas State Parks is a great website. You can go online and you can search for whatever it is you're looking for. Fishing, hiking, museums, cabins, RV sites, and be it in my corner of the state, in the northeast corner of Arkansas, or somewhere way down in the southwest. That website is going to be able to pull up everything we have to offer to help you plan your trip. It's also reasonably inexpensive. People come out and they camp with us, and they start pulling out their billfold. They're like, okay, I'm staying 2 nights. It's $100, right? I'm like, no, it's $50. Things like that. So we're here for you. We try to be as affordable as we can. Most of our educational programming, like I was talking about, is free. We want to have you come out to those experiences so that you can either see what your ancestors were doing here in Arkansas, or we can introduce you to what the natural environment of Arkansas is today. We want to talk with you. We want to learn about who you are too. But it all starts with you coming to us. I can only come to you in a limited capacity. I can't bring Davidsonville, the town, to you. You have to come to me to see that kind of stuff. So I do heartily encourage you. Next time, it's a beautiful day like today on whatever your weekend might be. Mine's Tuesday, Wednesday this week, so happy Friday, everybody. Take a day out, take an hour drive, an hour and a half drive, and come see one of your Arkansas State Parks and see what we have to offer you. If you folks have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them now. Yes, sir.
What kind of volume and visitors do you have at that park here in Angel?
At Davidsonville, we have actually been experiencing some rapid growth in visitation. 5 years ago, we were seeing anywhere from 60 to 70,000 people a year. That's locals, visitors, and history buffs coming through. This last year, we saw almost 100,000 visitors. The word is out. Arkansas State Parks are a great place to visit, and we're seeing that in terms of our visitation numbers continuing to increase each year.
Do you have any recreation of the old town side?
We don't, unfortunately. So Davidsonville, the town, disappeared 1830 and was mostly a wooden town. After 50 years, pretty much all the buildings had disappeared. Recreating a historic town like that and doing an authentic job is an extremely expensive prospect, to the point that historic Washington State Park, our sister park to the southwest, is one of only 2 parks that even sort of attempts that, and historic Washington is also still a functioning town, so they have a little more resources as far as that goes. What we do have on the town site today are several iron frame structures, we call them ghost structures, that show you where things were. So you can see where the outline of the courthouse was. You can see where a tavern was. And we're planning on adding more of those here in the near future. The jail of town and another residence are things scheduled for our next 2 or 3 years, fiscally speaking. So although we can't rebuild town so you can truly see what it was like, you're going to be able to walk around town and go, oh, okay, that's the courthouse there. That's where Mr. Smith had his house. And that's where the post office was, in limited terms, but still better than a flat, grassy space on a hillside. Yes, sir.
Well, one of the things that you mentioned that you're in charge of hiking and this and that, what activities do you have at things?
Pretty well everything you can think of. In this last year, park interpreters are kind of jacks of all trades, master of none. This past year, I've done leather crafting. I've led several both on-trail and off-trail hikes, Dutch oven cooking, gourd workshops, making bird houses and things like that out of gourds. We do old-time letter writing, so we open the post office for a day and you write a letter as they would have 200 years ago, and then wax seal the letter and then mail it off. So we do a combination of historical activities, recreational. We have kayaks and canoes to rent. Fishing is very prevalent, although I am not a fisherman myself. I try every time and I haven't caught one yet. In addition to that, biking is starting to become a very big thing here in Arkansas, and quite often a lot of our campers will bring their bikes with them and they'll also bike our trails. So pretty well everything under the sun as far as your general outdoor activities we have at Davidsonville. Sometimes we'll get into some more specialty type activities where next year we are planning to do a living history recreation day, where for the entire day the participants, likely a day camp type thing for children, they're going to come to the park, we're going to dress them up, and then they're going to do chores all day, and it's going to be great. They're going to haul firewood, they're going to cook dinner, they're going to clean. We're going to give them the 1815 experience. We do everything from hikes with the ranger to fishing to canoeing and kayaking to some of those very specific historical activities. And that goes much the same for the other parks around us here as well. The Ozark Folk Center is very well known for its music and for the craft village, where they make many homemade goods from candles to dresses in the old fashioned as well, keeping all those techniques and traditions alive. Yes?
You said y'all had 3 miles of hiking trails.
Mm-hmm.
How many acres do you cover?
The park is approximately 360 acres of land right now. Of that, 160 or so is what we call developed land, where there are trails, parking lots, visitor centers, that kind of thing. We have another 120 or so acres that is undeveloped land. So next week when I go hiking, we're going out into that undeveloped land and talking about navigation and the trace we leave on the environment and the effect of the river on the park, things like that. So about 50-50 split right now, developed and primitive areas.
What's the artifact that's been found over there that you can say is probably the most exciting?
Ooh, that's hard. I had to pick 2. The first one is, so when we were excavating town, we were looking for things like ceramic bricks, nails, things like, the things that you need to build buildings in towns. And we found all that when we were digging on the courthouse location. But when we dug a little further into the soil there, we started finding other things, arrowheads, spear tips, in fact, even some ceramic pottery. And then we found a little bead, a little purple bead, which, okay, it's a bead, not such a big deal. But what we had found was called a wampum bead, which is essentially Native American currency, or was Native American currency. And people got real excited over that because it was the first time here in Arkansas that we had ever found one on a dig. There had been people before who went, oh yeah, this was on my land or whatever. But this was the first time that we could scientifically document the native tribe who lived on the site prior to Western settlement had this same type of currency as other tribes further east did. So it showed a connection as far as trade went, and it showed that the Native Americans here in Arkansas did have communication, trade, and involvement, not just here in the state, but with the surrounding area as well. The other really cool piece we found, and this was in somebody's trash pit, actually. Trash pits are a great place to find artifacts because, when you break a plate, you throw it away, right? Our trash today goes to the dump, their trash stayed local, and helped us learn so much more about the townspeople. In the trash pit we were digging in, we found a little leather pouch, which didn't seem to be such a big deal at the time. And then we opened it up and found 8 pieces of Spanish silver. That was cool. Oh, hey, what's this? Oh, these were 1 whole Spanish dollar, a half dollar, and then some quarter pieces and bit pieces. And some people ask me, Spanish money? Why Spanish money? it was real silver, as was the US dollar at the time. Didn't matter to them whether it was US money or Spanish money, as long as it was that real silver. And so we had found both on the site, but that pouch, essentially someone's wallet, was the first time we had discovered, a accumulation of that kind of stuff that let us learn about a single person. We also found some beads in that pouch, a thimble, and so it kind of let us, it's like finding someone's purse or wallet today. You learn a lot about a person by their purse or wallet.
Were the coins dated?
Were they dated?
Were they dated?
Yes, they were, from the late 1790s, in fact, Guatemala among other places. But that was perhaps the other really cool find, in my opinion.
And these are on display so we can see them?
Yes, you can see both the wampum bead and the Spanish coins that we found at our Visitor Center Museum. And that Visitor Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. So no matter when your weekend is or what time you have off, you should be able to slip away and come see us at least for a little while.
What is the best route from Batesville to Old Davidson?
Best route from here to there. Best route would be to go up to Cave City on 167. Being very patient to that road work that's going on right now. Almost made that today, but and then from there you cut over through Strawberry, Arkansas, to Lynn, Arkansas, to Black Rock on Arkansas 25. It's the highway. And once you get to Black Rock, Arkansas, you follow the brown signs, another 10 minutes to the park. Any other questions? Well, thank you so much for having me here today. I do appreciate it. If you have any other questions, I'll be around a few minutes more after the meeting ends. Thank you so much for your attention and time today.
Thank you, Jeff. We're going to donate a book to the Independence County Library. It's called Faith in America. And inside we've written, this book is donated on behalf of Jeff Havens with the Davidsonville Historic State Park for speaking to the Rotary Club of Batesville on April 24th, 2017. So that will be at our library here in Independence County. Thank you. Okay. Joker draw, Dwight. We're doing the Joker draw a little bit different. If you didn't hear my announcement before, we are going to play till the Joker card is drawn. We started a new deck of cards today. So this deck of cards will stay in play until the Joker card is drawn. But if you draw a number card out that has one of the numbers of Rotarians at that day's meeting, we will split the deck that day as well. Anyway, it's kind of hard to explain, but like today we had 18 Rotarians. So if you draw, there is no 1 in a deck of cards, but if you draw an 8 today, then we will split that pot 8 ways and you get 1/8 of that pot for the day.
Ace is 1, huh?
Well, we're not going to play those. Number cards only.
Ace low.
Okay, Dwight.
Are you sure we just had 18?
That was my count. Did I count wrong?
20.
You counted 20?
I think we have 24 here.
No, Rotarians. They have to be.
20. We have 24 total, and then 4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, yeah, you're right. 20. Who did I miss?
Never mind.
Okay.
You do it.
The number 2. No, we're on the list. Okay. Well, we'll go with the number 2 card then. If you get the number 2 today,
Watch him get the
or the Joker.
865-874.
874, that's me.
All right, Johnny. You're looking for the Joker or the number 2?
You have the cards, Dwight? I'll take either the Joker or the 2, whichever one you want to give. Let's just start out in the middle. Well, 4. Now, do you want to destroy these?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna run the deck out just like we did before until the Joker card is drawn. Yep. Okay, we'll keep going until next week. Okay, does anybody else have anything for the good of Rotary? All right, if not, we'll end as we always do with the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number 1.
Is it the truth?
Number 2.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number 3.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
And number 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
We're adjourned. You have